Hey everyone, Ray Alfalla here. We're going to do the cup car at Pocono in late afternoon settings. So we're going to go here to find the data pack, and it'll appear as two different entries right here. Late afternoon having more grip will be the better lap time, so we'll choose that. And we'll go to learn track. Now this will load our screen right here, and let's pause it real quick. So right here you can choose all the different laps and whatnot. So this will be right here lap 1, which will be a 52.256. Now we're going to go through our hot lap. Now compared to the previous session earlier this year at Pocono, which was in the afternoon, this being late afternoon, it drives different enough to warrant a new video. Basically just a lot more grip, but you're gonna want to approach the track a little bit differently. So here we take the green flag. Just make sure you get a good run off turn 3. And we enter turn 1. Again, actually not that much brake right there, maybe 33% brake. Still downshifting right there. And very aggressive on the throttle. Getting back up to 4th gear, right at the end of that, right at 92 or 9300 RPM. And again, going down into turn 2, braking right before the safer barrier. The car's going to have a lot more grip, so once you get back on the throttle, it'll be like 80 to 90% immediate throttle, and then full on. And again, turn 3, in there maybe 15-20% brake, let it coast a little bit, and then back on the throttle pretty aggressively. This will still be the least grip corner, but overall just a lot more grip on the track. Now we're going to go up here to laps. We're going to move to lap 10. So we started at 52.2, and lap 10 goes to about a 52.8. So only 0.6 of fall off, and that's because we have more grip. So there won't be that much fall off. Just the way the tires react to the colder temperatures. So basically, nothing much changes. One thing to make sure is, as you can see right there, I'm going to rewind right here. Just because I'm braking right there at the 1 sign on the, up here, up on top of the Pepsi. That number 1, or even this Pocono sign right here on the wall if you want to use that. But I'm not immediately downshifting. One is because it can cause some wheel hop. It can upset the rear of the car. And also sometimes you see where people will downshift a little bit early, and the engine will blow up. You just over rep the engine and it'll blow up, and it's not really worth the gain in time. There might not even be any gain in time at all. So just let it kind of coast down into the corner a little bit before you downshift, and then obviously, very aggressive on the throttle. This is one of those tracks where it's very line sensitive. It's it's basically like Indy, very similar to Indy, especially turn 2, which was designed after Indy. Very much a hit or miss corner. When you hit these corners right, you feel like $1,000,000, and when you mess up, it's really bad because, at least at Indy, you have 2 short shoots. If you mess up off 2 or 4, then it's pretty bad, but 1 or 3, not too bad. Here though, it's 3 straightaways that are pretty long, so if you mess up at any of them, it's a pretty bad deal. Now we're going to jump all the way here to the last lap of the run. And there's only been a 1.5 seconds of fall off, which is actually not much in any track, and especially at Pocono, where 1.5 seconds is not that much at all. And as you can see, not much changes. Entering the corners, just being a little bit more careful. My car still has plenty of grip. I think back with the afternoon setting, this lap 25 is actually around as fast as the hot lap for the other, for the hotter track, which just shows you how much of an effect the warmer track has on the car. So as you can see, my inputs are basically the same. I'm just maybe backing off a little bit earlier, a little bit more careful getting onto the throttle, but it's not too different overall. And again, turn 3, just be careful with it. On the throttle, I'm not getting on it as hard as I was on the hot lap, of course, just less grip overall, but still very aggressive compared to the afternoon setting, and that's a run at late afternoon Pocono with the cup car and the fixed setup. Now I'm going to compare 2 different laps from this session, and normally I would compare 2 fairly similar laps, but I'm going to compare the fastest lap and the slowest lap just to show you that, how similar you drive both of them, just because the late afternoon setting has a lot of grip. So you enter here the driving stats for Pocono, And now the it would say no opportunities to display right here because the target lap is slower than the fastest lap. So the target lap was from the June session. So we're just going to change that here. We pick the current session, and we're going to pick the fastest lap. Set that target right there. And now click right here to see video. So we're going to click up here just to show one video. It'll be easier to explain. Lap on left will be our fastest lap. Lap on the right will be our last lap in the session. So the lap on the video will still be, you know, the hot lap, and the comparison here will show the lap 25. So here we go. Taking the green right here, as you can see, already headed down into turn 1. Right before we got on the brakes, we're basically already, you know, 600 or 700 faster on our hot lap. That's obviously because we got off turn 3 faster. And right here, initial application, right there. So as you can see on the hot lap, which is the blue, I'm still on the throttle way more. And once I get on the brake, I'm actually getting on the brake, you know, maybe half as much on the hot lap as I am on lap 25. Just because there's much less grip lap 25. But as you can see, driving into the corner right here, the inputs don't change too much. You can see that the throttle right there is, I'm going to rewind right here. It's back when I got on the throttle. As you can see, you know, the hot lap, I'm a little bit more aggressive on throttle, maybe like 90%, but, you know, the lap 25, I'm still quite aggressive, maybe, you know, 70% or so. You know, and that shows. And then right there, you know, coming off turn 1, I'm already half a second better on the hot lap. And, you know, well, it's 3 corners, and the lap ended up being about 1.5 seconds. So it's basically, you know, half a second per corner. But again, entering, as you can see right here, entering turn 3, the inputs are very similar. You know, there's just less grip overall, but as you can see, 1.5 seconds at Pocono really is not that much time. You know, entering turn 3, again, just a little bit more aggressive getting on the gas, and that, you know, piled up with how much grip the tires have in comparison, that'll mean it'll be a much faster lap. One of the features we offer at Virtual Racing School is live coaching. There's a one-on-one coach, and there's also a group coach. So if you go to group classes right here, you can see who is offering the coaching and how many seats are taken. So you can choose to join the class. It'll be 4 weeks, you know, 4 sessions, 1 hour each. And a coach will sit with a group of drivers and critique, you know, whatever they're doing, whether it be, you know, through the analyzer or on the racetrack. And if you also like a one-on-one session, you just click on coaches right here, and you just choose whoever you want to as coach. So if you want me as coach, you click on my name, you go to request session and pick whatever you like. So, you know, that's one of the features we offer here at VRS, and you know, we hope to see you at a live coaching session soon.